Welcome back to Football Daily for this week's edition of Transfer Talk. We have a bumper show lined up for you today filled with all the rumours concerning the Premier League's biggest names. So let's jump straight into it. We start with some disappointing news for fans of Arsenal. According to transfer guru Fabrizio Romano, the Gooners are no longer in the race for Brighton's Malian midfield sensation Yves Bissouma. The 24-year-old has been in magnificent form for the Seagulls this campaign, with a series of all-action displays in the centre of the park helping steer Graham Potter's side 13 points clear of the drop. But having been linked with Arsenal for over a year, Mikel Arteta has supposedly turned his attention to a number 10, with Martin Odegaard's future at the club still uncertain. The 22-year-old Norwegian international joined from Real Madrid on loan in January, and showed glimpses of his promise, but ultimately only ended up with 1 goal and 2 assists in 14 Premier League games. Arteta said after the club's 2-0 win over Basuma's Brighton on Saturday that we'll have discussions in the next few weeks about Odegaard's future, but many within the club are reportedly sceptical about whether they can land him permanently. If they can't, Arsenal are said to be interested in signing Norwich's Emi Buendia, who contributed a ridiculous 31 goals in 39 Championship games for the Canaries this term, as they secured an instant return to the Premier League. With Arsenal trying to arrest their creativity issues, it has allowed Liverpool to become frontrunners for Basuma's signature, with Gini Wijnaldum having played his final game for the club. The former Lille man, who is capable of contributing 4.7 tackles and deceptions and 1.5 dribbles per 90, would be the perfect all-action replacement. Brighton are understandably reluctant to sell, but Fabrizio claims they will consider bids of around £40 million. This one seems to make a lot of sense. Next we head to the Midlands, where following Nuno's surprise departure last week, Wolves have supposedly lined up his replacement, former Benfica boss Bruno Lage. The 45-year-old Portuguese manager, formerly an assistant to Carlos Carvalhal at Sheffield Wednesday and Swansea, was appointed as Benfica boss on the 3rd of January 2019, initially on an interim basis. He got off to a magnificent start, as the Eagles won 18 of their next 19 games, including a 10-0 thrashing of Nacional, the Premier League's biggest win since 1965, as Benfica won the title by 2 points. During that run, he also matched Sven-Goran Eriksson's record of beating Porto, Sporting CP and Braga away from home in the same season. Unfortunately for Lage, after losing João Felix that summer, his first full campaign didn't go nearly as well. A run of 2 wins in 10 games and 5 consecutive games without a win at home, an unwanted record, saw Lage lose his job in the summer of 2020. According to the Daily Mail, he has turned down a number of opportunities since, but is expected to be named as Wolves' next manager in the next couple of weeks, although he is not the only potential candidate. Unsurprisingly, Lage is a client of super agent Jorge Mendes, which should help smooth the transition if he is appointed. But he may be dismayed by some of the rumours concerning Nuno's departure. The Daily Mail claims the former Porto shotstopper was dismayed by Wolves owners Fosun's plans for the summer, in which they would have to mainly utilise the loan market or sell before they can buy. The Athletic claims that Ruben Neves could be available for as little as £35 million. Roma are considering a move for Rui Patricio, whilst Adama Traore is potentially on the market too, given his contract expires in 2 years. Wolves fans, we want to hear from you though. Is Lage the sort of manager you were after? And are you concerned about the form that saw you win just one of your final 5 Premier League games? You know what to do. Next up, we bring you the news that Man City are continuing to be linked with Gladbach's Denis Zakaria. According to Sky Sports News, Fernandinho is yet to sign an extension to his current deal, which expires at the end of June, meaning Pep Guardiola is considering Zakaria as a potential replacement for him. Sky claims that the citizens have been monitoring the 30-cap Swiss international for a number of years, and may believe that now is a good time to strike, given his challenging season. He has struggled to regain his best form following a knee injury in 2019-20 that saw him miss 8 months of action, running up until November 2020. This meant he only played just over 1,400 league minutes and struggled to exert his normal influence, as Gladbach finished 8th with 16 fewer points than the season prior. The report claims that even if 36-year-old Fernandinho does decide to extend his stay with the club beyond this campaign, the Premier League champions might swoop for Zakaria, who could be available for as little as £35 million. Whilst we think the 24-year-old has an enormous future in the game, having failed to start over 30 league games in a single season once since his transfer from Young Boys in June 2017, we are sceptical about spending that much money on a fairly injury-prone asset. We'd stay clear, Pep. We take a plane over to Spain now, where we have some promising news for fans of Barcelona. It appears that Lionel Messi is looking more and more likely to remain in Catalonia. By now it is painfully obvious that his best friend Sergio Aguero will be joining him at the Camp Nou, with Pep Guardiola admitting as much after the Argentine legend's farewell following City's crushing 5-0 demolition of Everton on Sunday. And speaking over the last few days to Diario Ole, Messi has spoken positively about the Blaugrana's major triumph this season, the Copa del Rey. The 6-time Ballon d'Or winner said because it is a very young dressing room, with a lot of new people, the Copa del Rey was a turning point, and very important. He continued, "Whenever I compete to win and try and deliver the objectives, to get titles. The more the better." This would seem to suggest that Messi is prepared to look past Barcelona's underwhelming end to the 2020-21 campaign that saw them win just 2 of their final 6 games and commit himself to the club for another year. What's abundantly clear is that despite his astronomical wages, Barcelona would find it very, very difficult to replace his impact on the pitch. After all, across the campaign, he contributed an insane 38 goals and 14 assists in 47 games in all competitions. So whilst Man City and PSG continue to be linked with a move for the legend, we can't see it happening now. Next up, we stay in Spain to digest the news that Atletico Madrid are looking to land a Premier League star this summer, none other than Liverpool's Naby Keita. Yes, according to AS, the Guinean and Klopp do not have the best of relationships, no doubt strained by the fact he has missed an incredible 43 games with injury since the start of 2019-20. 2020-21 saw Keita pick up 3 separate injuries and COVID, meaning he only made 15 appearances across all competitions, including a mere 7 Premier League starts. Having paid his sizable £48 million release clause to sign him from RB Leipzig ahead of the 2018-19 season, Liverpool will no doubt be disappointed by his return of 7 goals and 4 assists in 76 appearances for the club. His current contract expires in 2023, but it is believed that the Reds will be willing to accept offers this summer if the price is right, knowing they have to strengthen themselves to reduce the 17-point gap to Man City next term. With the likes of Kondogbia, Hector Herrera and Lucas Torreira having struggled to break into Simeone's preferred starting 11, only playing just over 1,650 league minutes between them, the La Liga champions are clearly eyeing up some quality additions to provide real competition to the likes of Koke and Sao Niguez in central midfield. Atleti fans, we want to hear from you though. Do you want to sign the 26-year-old, or would you prefer to target someone a little less injury prone? Give us your thoughts in the comments below. Now we have news of a deal that could even be completed before this video goes live. It appears that Lille's Maignan is inching closer to a £30 million move to AC Milan. A remarkable steal for the Rossoneri, given Maignan's magnificent form this season that saw him keep 21 clean sheets as Lille had the best defence in Europe. As you know by now, Les Dogs managed to fend off PSG to secure their first title in a decade. But with funds tight and manager Christophe Galtier moving closer towards the exit door, many believe that Maignan's departure will spark a mini exodus out of northern France. From AC Milan's perspective, this is quite a coup, securing a 25-year-old goalkeeper coming off a brilliant season to replace the outgoing Gianluigi Donnarumma, with Barcelona the favourites to sign the 22-year-old Man Mountain, who played a crucial role in their Champions League qualification. Corriere dello Sport claimed that Juventus will offer competition to the Spanish side, and would be prepared to offer him £8.7 million per season, substantially higher than the £5.2 million he currently earns. Either way, this is shrewd, smart business from Milan, as they look to build on an inconsistent campaign that ultimately ended in a return to the Champions League for the first time since 2013-14. Congratulations to Milan! And finally, it's time for our headline story. The Telegraph has moved to dampen speculation that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would prefer to sign Jack Grealish over Jadon Sancho this summer, by insisting that the Norwegian prefers the former Man City player. Grealish is a player that the hierarchy is monitoring, and they would consider a move for him if Sancho fell through, but for now their priority signing this summer remains the Borussia Dortmund superstar. Sancho ended the campaign in frightening form, playing a crucial role in Dortmund's DFB Pokal win and third-place finish, a remarkable achievement given they were 7th at the end of January. He finished the season with 4 goals and 2 assists in his final 4 games, and 37 goal contributions in all competitions. Both called up to Southgate's provisional England squad yesterday, it'll be a major shock if either of them misses out on the final 26-man squad. But for now, it's clear that Sancho remains very much in Man United's thoughts. With Dortmund expected to want the deal done prior to pre-season in July, we wouldn't be surprised to see some movement on this in the next couple of weeks. Stay tuned to Football Daily as ever for the information as and when we get it. So guys, that was transfer talk for another week. What did you guys think of the stories, and can you see any of these actually coming true? Let me know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this, why don't you go check out Winners and Losers from Monday, in which Chris, Joe and Zach, I believe, ranked every Premier League season with A to F. And as ever, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.